for Dummies tonight.
We're ready to do this.
Yes.
Hi,
Look
boys.
at this little bitty thing in front of us.
What is this, Danger?
This is Glendronach 15 Tawny Port.
20!
Kind of been on a Glendronach train lately,
Yeah.
guys.
So-
Seems like a good train, right?
It's a good train
I
to
was
be
walking
on.
by the
I like that train.
walking by the local liquor store here, and saw this bottle sitting on the shelf. Well, we had just received a Glendronach 15 Revival. I thought, this is a 15-year-old. I wonder how this is.
How's this measure up, right?
There may be a comparison.
There may be a
Yeah,
comparison.
that's why I think he's going.
So
Nice.
we dropped $96 on this bottle, which
A little salty.
pretty high for a 15-year-old. So I'm like,
I don't know.
But apparently they don't make it anymore, right?
yeah, we're looking this up online, and it's pretty much out of service. So I'm like, I think there's another bottle up on that shelf. I mean, you need to go back and get it.
Yeah, that's
Based on
true.
that. This bottle, so we were unable to look up the serial number on this, but the bottling date on here is 2014. So it's been in the bottle a while. Doesn't surprise me since the 15 Revival's gone that maybe this 15 Tawny Port's
Well,
gone.
and
as well.
knowing what's happened to the distillery as far as
Right.
acquisitions and turnover, guess no surprise. But then we've not really been disappointed by Glendronach
That's
since we
pretty
got
correct.
introduced to it. So
So this is started in, or matured in European oak casks, and then finished in a Tawny Port cask. I don't think it talks about which brand or anything like that, but it is natural color, non-chill filtered, 46% ABV.
46.
Nice color to it.
So yeah, it's got a nice rich color.
Breaking stuff. Right
Yeah,
on.
it's definitely got a rich color for no.
Well, I mean,
Natural
port's pretty dark, so
It is.
you know you're gonna
Rich.
get more color than you would from a sherry.
So curious, anybody else out there seen this? Anybody else out there have this? If you do, what did you pay for it? Because 96 is a little salty, but if it's not around anymore, it's gonna start.
Or if it was a
going up.
limited edition or
Sure.
something like that, then
Yeah,
you're not gonna see it.
The information I could find said they started bottling this selection in 2011, but they didn't give an end date. I'm guessing it's pretty close to 14 or 15 when they ended doing that. So
Unique expression was initially matured in European oak.
Yeah, you keep saying 15 is kind of high in price. I don't think it's that high in price when you think about some of the 16s and stuff we're paying
That's
for.
true. I mean, it's not $100. It's close, but
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I think
pretty
I think it's probably average. I think personally, it's my 2 cents.
I guess it depends. And when you hear people that are picking up Lagavulin 16 in Costco for $55,
Well, yeah.
I think I'd put it on the high end of average. How about
Right.
that?
Boy,
Yeah.
it's some sweet
I haven't put my nose in it yet. I am.
almondy
It's got a lot of sweet.
Trying to let it air out.
marzipan.
There may be a little
It
marzipan
says
in there.
Telex.
I can definitely smell that port wine, that kind of
Yeah.
40. Yep.
Yeah, it's not
It's-
sour, but it's a
I always think of it as having that weird because it's a fortified wine.
It
It's got
is.
like a tangy nose
Yeah,
about it. You know what I mean?
With a little
this
bit of
has
punch
got-
on it.
Yeah.
it's not vinegar, but it's not.
Yeah,
And this has got that same kind of sweet, but with a tinge of something else in there.
And I got some apples too, like some fresh.
There
green
is a
apples.
hint of that stinking ass marzipan under there. Son of a gun.
It is. No, it's there.
It's
all
underneath
right.
that fruit though. It is
Yeah,
because
the
there is
fruit's
some.
all on
there is
top,
some
man.
apple and
Yeah,
some
What's the
pear.
ABV?
It's like
40,
it's like
46,
fruitcake or
46,
something.
So I'm getting raisins on that.
It does.
Yeah, it's got some
Definitely
raisins.
got
It's a fruitcakey kind of smell.
Yeah.
You know, prunes and raisins and
orange
stuff
cake?
like that.
Wow. It's changing as we sit there.
That's more.
So I'm not
Dried
surprised.
apricot. It's got a
Oh,
little bit of that.
there you go.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
surprised,
good.
but this is getting better as I nose it.
Wow.
And
And
that's
some of the harshness is kind of
It's washing out.
yeah, and it's getting more of that sweet fruity
Okay.
smell about it.
Somebody
He's
looks like
already ready to
go.
Oh,
I'm digging in a little
that's
bit,
a,
fellas.
that's a big smile back there.
I'm
already,
liking
man.
this one. It's got some stuff going on in here. Man, it's that fresh
It's
wood.
got a beautiful
fresh
nose.
wood.
I mean, it's got a real beautiful nose.
A little orange zing, a little.
I
little
smelled orange
sherry.
cake in it.
That wood though, it's super sweet up front, and that wood, man, really nice.
It's got a
Short finish though.
I don't know. I mean, it's got like a spicy note to it that kind of lingers.
Yeah, a little
and,
peppery on the back.
and it's got. I'm with you on the wood. It's like a cedary kind of
Yeah.
flavor profile.
It's got some heat at first too. Just a little punch.
Getting a little bit of heat on the front.
I didn't get any
suspect-
heat on
I'm
the
still
nose.
getting a little bit of that fruit on the back.
There's a little bit of cream oilness going in there too. This is
Yeah.
interesting. There's
It's
a
a
lot going
creamsicle.
on. Yeah, there is a lot going on in this dram. This one's going to be hard to put my finger on. Enjoyable. Chewable. I mean, I just want to keep...
It's got a pretty good balance so far of the sweet and the wood.
I don't think it's really hot. Do you guys get a lot of heat?
Not now. The first one was a little
hot.
bit hot, but now it's not.
I think it was more spice.
Probably.
I didn't get a lot of the
balancing.
alcohol punch. I just thought it was like peppery, cinnamony. You know what I mean? You have that tingly quality on your tongue, but it's very enjoyable. And now on the second
balance is really
sip,
nice.
it's got a much longer finish. Like the spice is carrying on through a lot longer.
Yeah,
I
I
was
agree.
gonna
I've
say the same
got a much longer finish. And I
More,
only have
a
one
more
finish.
wood finish too, if you will, like the fresh wood just lingering down your throat.
But it's not that bourbon. It's not a bourbon cask
No.
taste. It's not.
No.
There's a difference in that European oak. You can taste it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, they don't talk about the char level in that, or if they just use.
They just
Right.
toast it usually,
So there's no peat, there's no
European oak.
smoke whatsoever
No,
in
it's-
this at all. It's a very sweet
and
tasting.
it's supposed to be, and it is.
woody, if you will.
Yeah.
right?
It's subtle. You have to
Um,
really think about it a little.
but there's-
to really.
There's just tones, just small tones of raisins and other things in there. But
Yeah,
there's
it's a
not a
little
lot
coffee now, a little chocolate coming out.
of some black coffee.
That,
Yeah.
as I sit here, the finish is starting to grow, and it's getting more like tasting.
This is
concentrate
really
wine.
interesting. This is really
This is
wow,
changing
I like
over
this.
time.
Yeah. Hello,
One of our
lover.
hallmarks of a good Scotch, it kind of changes as you.
Yeah.
I'm
go
interested
through.
to see what happens with the water. I have a feeling it's going to open up even more. Because it's got the blend's pretty good already. I think it's going to blend even more.
There's a lot of flavor in this glass.
I think there's really good
And
balance.
it's-
Molasses. Ooh.
All right, guys. Drew, you're on a roll over there. Talk to us.
Well, the nose is so. It's got a little sweeter nose actually. I think it's opened up in the nose. I got even more raisin.
Yeah.
Boy, it's pretty oily though.
Plums.
Before-
We're getting those plums coming out.
I got plums on the back end on the finish.
All right.
So what is causing
That-
all those flavors? Is it just a combination of the sherry and the oak coming together? And man,
Well, I mean, to me, port is a fairly complicated wine anyway.
yeah.
You know, and depending on where they got this from, I mean, ports, you know, you don't pour a big glass of port. You pour a little glass of port and you sip it and you enjoy it, and
Yep.
it's kind of like this Scotch. It's got a lot of flavor. There's a lot of complexity. They sit and age for a long time.
It's a strong wine too.
Yeah,
though. I
and
mean,
it's
a dessert.
it's fortified wine.
Yeah.
So I mean, they they make it
Yeah.
stronger than it's actually.
Yeah, I mean it's
could
usually
be.
45 proof, right? So between 40
yeah.
and 50 proof, as opposed to regular table wine is
But it's
30-ish,
23, yeah.
23.
you know
yeah.
it's something that you sip, and you know, but it's got a heavier syrupy
Right.
consistency
It
on
does.
some of the better ones, and you know, it's got a long lingering finish. It's got a lot of complicated flavors going on in it, and you just kind of sip it and you let it kind of change in your mouth. And this Scotch is showing a lot of that character.
Well, I think I'm ready.
Go for it, dude.
So, you know, big fan of the Glendronach guys. Love Glendronach.
Their new make must be just
Yeah.
spectacular.
They make good
Let's
stuff.
just pray to
Come on,
God the
roll
new
around in
owners
it.
don't
Please,
screw up.
yeah, please don't change anything. Keep going.
Just leave it alone.
It's good stuff. I really like this bottle. It's not a great bottle in my mind, but I think it's a really good bottle. Here's my thoughts. The nose is very pleasant. It's a very, we already talked about the nose for the most part, you know, that sweet raisiny to molasses to even like a wood apricot
Wow.
thing going on.
Wow.
The palate is, man, I tell you what, the palate, it's changed from the water now too. It's actually opened up even more, a little more softer. The blend's nice. The only negative thing that I have so far is the finish for me has almost like a bitter wood finish for me. And almost like, imagine having some dark chocolate with a little bit of coffee and then having that kind of like a bitter wood finish. That's what I'm kind of having.
That
right there.
greenwood flavor?
I'm not sure what that is, but it's kind of a bitterness. That's just my palate a
Probably
little
the
bit.
European oak.
Maybe,
It
but
might be.
it's not off-putting at all. But it's there, and it's kind of like, eh. But that's my palate. Overall, though, a very enjoyable dram. Especially if you're wanting something nice and sweet, it's a great blend all together. For $95 for 15 years, I think it's well worth it. I'm gonna go an easy 2.5 on this one.
Okay. I'm having a hard time pinning a number to this one.
Yeah.
To be honest with
I
you.
think I got one.
I'm gonna walk through it. We'll see what we come up with. How about that?
All right, let's see
All
what
right.
we come
That's
up
what we
with.
So
do. That's how we do.
I enjoy some port wine. My grandfather used to drink it every day, and I enjoy a glass every now and then. I don't drink it as much as I used to. Maybe I should start. To me,
More Scotch for me.
my grandfather always kind of made it a, it was kind of a daily ritual. He'd have a couple of glasses. It was almost a mental exercise, picking out flavors, and I don't know where I got it from.
Go figure.
But this Scotch reminds me of that. So I mean, it's kind of a taste of home and something that I enjoy myself. The nose was very enjoyable right out of the bottle. It needed a second to kind of open up and get some of the sweet, fruity flavors coming through. It had a little bit of an off-putting edge to it right away. First sip, I thought was good. You guys thought it was hot. I thought it was spicy. I didn't think it was the alcohol heat. I thought it was more like pepper and cinnamon, nutmeg, stuff like that. That's kind of bold on the tongue. Had a good finish. Put a little water on it. It lost a little bit of that fruity characteristic that I was really digging.
I was going there too.
If it would have kept that, because I really liked those deep fruit flavors.
Yeah, I did too.
It kept the spice and it kind of rounded it out, so the spice wasn't quite as intense. And I got like a really good, what you were talking about, I got like dark chocolate espresso beans.
Yeah.
It had like that
That's probably my bitterness I'm talking about. Is that.
with like the chocolate sweet, and I actually enjoyed the finish. And it lasted a long time. The more I sipped it, the longer it lasted, it seemed like. I'm going to ding it a little bit for the not holding up to the water quite as well as I would like. But it's still a very enjoyable glass. I'm going to give it a 2.5 also. I thought it was a really good glass. I wavered between a 2.5 and a 3. The water just didn't quite hold up to the water as well as I wanted.
All right, I'll play my typical role of the Scotch water. I'm going to start off with a 3.
All right.
Similar, but different. Anyway, so
but not.
yeah, right. So you start off absolutely. I honestly forced myself to keep my nose out of this as long as I could and still get it in the review, because I honestly think we learned something on a previous bottle, and it's hard to do, guys. And giving a glass a long enough time to air out in a 15-minute review,
sit for a while,
and some do. So I kept my nose out of it. By the time I got into it, it was wonderful. The nose, there was a lot going on. Neat. It was like, whoa, there's a lot to pull out here. First taste on the palate. I don't think it was hot. It was strong a little bit, maybe a little bit spicy, but complex there too. A lot going on. And that even changed the longer it sat in the glass. By the time, before I put water in, I was getting like dark roasted coffee with some chocolate on it. And I mean, in the beginning, I was getting orange cake. And so there was a lot going on. Put the water on it. And probably stuck my nose in it too soon, because as it's opening up, all I could smell was alcohol. After I put the water on, I was like, whoa, easy, you need to sit for a few more seconds, right? So finally it comes around, and it just mellowed it out too much. It mellowed it out too much. I lost a lot of the nose, and you had said that. You did too. I don't think it was bad with water. I think it was really good, neat, as long as you could wait. And let it air out as long as you can. Take it neat. I think you're really going to like it. I do. I think it's really enjoyable. It's got a great flavor. It's complex. It's balanced. It's smooth. It's spicy. It has a long enough finish for me. I think Glendronach does again. I love it. I'm going to stick with a 3.
Okay, yes, and yes.
That was easy.
Yeah. So my flavor.
Just give us your number.
I'm going to go 2.5, and I'm going to tell you why. It is much better neat. I added a fair amount of water, but nothing crazy. And it took away a lot of that rich fruity that made this a good Scotch for me.
Yeah, caramel now.
When you bring the fruitiness and those rich fruits out, I'm a guy that likes the strong flavors and the bold burgundies and the smoke and the peat and all those. And this, I had to really work to pull out those flavors. It was not as obvious. Now maybe I'm simple, I don't know, who cares. But I like more rich
just
flavors.
That well balanced, Andy.
And that may be something as a dummy that I don't truly appreciate how well those kind of flavors go through. But you're right. You have all those flavors: the fruit, the orange, the bitterness, the chocolate. All those come through. The alcohol, I don't care. It's in there. It's 46%.
We'll get to that eventually.
I'm going to give it a 2.5 because this is maybe more difficult for me to pull out the best value of it.
Yeah.
But the neat.
I think it's
would
worth
rate
it. I'm glad you bought it. I think
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
what's,
a great
what's the
bottle.
bottom line, guys? What we got?
I gotta go thumbs up. Bottom line to me. I mean,
Yeah,
so, I mean,
I
it's a
would,
really
I would
good
absolutely
bottle.
buy it again because it's a great one for those that appreciate good Scotch.
Give it a try.
And give it neat.
Especially
and it's beautiful.
if it's discontinued. I mean, honestly,
Get as
this
many
is
as you
one.
can.
If you guys you want to throw a bottle back to keep a hold of, I honestly think this is worth grabbing a bottle and throwing it back. I
Yes.
mean, I
Yeah.
think
It
it's
is.
that good. I mean, it'll
Well, we're gonna
last.
drink ours, but you guys can hold on to yours if you want.
I'm gonna find another one.
2.5.
2.5.
5, 3.
All right, guys.
2.8.
Appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe every
Really
Thursday.
appreciate you guys.
Join
Thanks
us.
for joining us. Sláinte,
Cheers.
boys.
Right on.
Another damn good Glendronach.
Glendronach.
That man.